FXBros.
What's up, people? We are back once again for a Sunday live to kick off this new week. The week of the 17th of November, we are into the halfway point of the month, getting closer and closer to the end of the year. Yeah, markets are still bullish. As you can see, Bitcoin is still on this daily bullish trajectory, peaking out at 93. We have S&P kind of building structure, just doing little pullbacks. US 30, NAS 100, everything kind of pulling back. The dollar as well, we got a daily pullback, but we are starting not really strong signs. I mean, the dollar did pretty much fully engulf this, but we did pull back all the way up here. Pretty much more than 50% of that sell-off, even though it's still a bearish candle. I would suspect maybe a continuation for the dollar to sell off, but we probably have to look at the weekly to really tell. You know, as we start a new week, we do have a week to fill, and it's a possibility we could be running for the high of last year, 2023. We're not that far away from it, pretty much roughly about 75 cents, if you want to look at it like that, away from that change. Yeah, so the weekly is probably showing more bullishness. I mean, we have no signs for bearishness on the weekly just yet, so it's too soon to say. Like I said, we didn't get a daily close, a bearish engulfing like we would have wanted to. So we still have some more. It's still undecided, you know, that candle, even though we do have a lot of clean traffic to the left to sell into. But I would say until we break the low off a show close underneath at least the last days, but that Friday or that Thursday kind of is holding a little weight, depending on if that was news. We'll have to look into that. But I would say for sure the close of or the open of Thursday, closing below that or closing below the wick on Friday, which would be right around here at 106.33. So we'll have to see how that plays out for this week. Like I said, I wouldn't be trading that because it's not my setup. We didn't get that engulfing just yet, so we still need more candles. In this scenario, though, if we do get a bearish engulfing, another bearish daily candle, then the next day would be a prime example to set up for a bullish engulfing. That too would not be the best setup because it's only two candles coming from this bullish run. We would want some structure to maybe play down here, then get a bullish engulfing. So that could be this week, that could be next week, as far as that overall move happening on the daily. Let's see what AU is talking about. Still somewhat bearish. We did have a daily close on Friday, kind of mostly indecision. But as you can see, we below any structure that volatile news came out during the election news. we broke below that structure or that swing point to the wick. I would say possible we could retest there. So good possibility. We do have 2 wick rejections right there. So it's showing some signs of strength. We could retest back up here and then maybe sell off. That would create a bearish scenario for the dollar. That's what we need, to happen for us to see this trajectory push higher on the AU. Other than that, we would probably, if we don't hold here and we go higher, we could probably rest back up here at 65.60, up in this little structure area right around here, 65.60. So that's 2 points for bulls. If we do show signs of bullishness, like I said, we ultimately, speaking on the daily, we'll want to see some engulfings for us to get into this, kind of like how we had this bearish engulfing here on the daily on October. And you can see the profits it gave from being patient and waiting. We didn't have that surefire setup. Yes, it did work out, but what did we do? We had a bullish engulfing that worked out even more handsomely. And then on the reverse, we had the bearish engulfing here at this top after creating a new high. I want to say this was a new high after. Yeah, so that was basically creating a new high, but this was structure creating a new high, and also sweeping the fourth quarter high of 2023. I don't think that was the high of last year. No, it wasn't a high last year, but it was some structure here in 2023 that we swept above. As you can see, market came right above that, creating that bearish engulfing, and we've been selling off. Showing really no signs of stopping. I would like to see a nice retrace higher to get into sales. Like I said, it would be nice to catch sales from 65.15 or 66.50. That's a big range to try to capture, but that's where we will want to see some signs of struggle for the bulls to fight through. The biggest struggle will be that 65.60, as you can see. This is just a wick rejection, so it's not as strong as these structures of the daily closes. As far as how that's respecting right here, this is slightly weaker, but still a point of interest we want to look at too. Currently, from that point, we are about 30, 40 pips away from that. And a little under 100 pips away from the 65.50. So good little bit of room. I would say bullishness, catching 10 pips, 15 pips will be good, all the way up to 65.15. Not gonna say you're gonna get all that, but if you want to, that'll be a good place to take profit. Then you would get all that. Granted, if it keeps going without you, then you might miss that extra push. Now, the flip side of that is you would be, prime and ready for sales if they show up. If not, then we might be running up this whole sell-off from October. I'm not sure if I could see that happening this soon. It's not far-fetched to think we could create a new low for the year before the year is downward. It all depends on how far the dollar will push bullish for this market to try to maybe fill this gap, because this was the low of the year, this new low. This was the ultimate low, and then we got swept here. So I'm not sure what it's going to take for this to sell off into this wick, but I know for sure a bullish dollar will create that move. Like I said, we do have clean traffic, but we go be focusing on those 2 points on the daily on AU. 60, 65.15 and 65.50. That's 2 points of interest for bulls. We don't have a setup on the daily. On the 4 hour, we did get one, looked like last week. Right here on Thursday. If you had a nice little stop loss, even though this is more so targets right now, this little zone from the 14th of 2023. That's crazy. 14th of 2023. Yeah, that's crazy. You finally tapped into the whole on your birthday. Even though we've been tapped into it, as you can see, in August and once in April. But it was a lot of rejections from that area, so that's why I never removed this range. Never broke this structure right here for 63.40, but we have been tapping into this range, but not ultimately breaking through it with a body. Came close here. 63.40. What was the low of this? 63.48. Yeah, no, that's not lower than that. Okay. And now we're here now. So like I said, if we do get volume, we get a bullish dollar, we get more volume with news. It's a possibility we could see this wick fill. Ultimately, before that happens, we got to break this structure. So we would need to see some bullishness on the AU. Like I said, probably up to that old Trump low of 65.12. I should say 65.15. You know, up in that range, and then we could look for sales to trade down here, trade lower. If you cut them buys on Thursday with a pretty decent stop loss, you still in profit. It wasn't looking too good going into Friday. It was a lot of indecision as we were closing out Friday, but it's still profitable right now. Like I said, I would be looking for taking profit all the way up at 65.15 and ultimately up to 65.50. And then we're going to see what it do. Let's see if we got some people out here. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? It's big money. So, check this out. So, yeah, that's what I see for AU. Yeah, that's pretty much where we at. The daily not showing nothing. The 4 hour did show bullish engulfing. We still need better structure for us to get a daily engulfing, a daily bullish engulfing on the AU. Right now, it's more poised to set up for a bearish engulfing. If we get more bullishness for this Monday and Tuesday into this beginning of the week, and then maybe a sell-off Tuesday evening in the 4 hour that leads into a Wednesday close bearish engulfing. Maybe that scenario probably could look like something like that midweek, but it all is tied to news and, you know, where the volume is going to come in, and ultimately where the the market makers are going to take this currency, because ultimately it's a lot of transfer of wealth happening, you know, at the end of the day. So these are money printers. This is a great way to pull profits from all around the world and for multiple people to take a part of it. You know, we not owning none of this shit. Nobody owning AU. Unlike you own a stock in a company. You know, this is just flow. This is a well of wealth, a stream of wealth. And you just, you know, getting little by little. You don't want to take enough to stop the stream. You want to keep the stream going. But yeah, that's what I see for that. I'll look at some of the jabby pairs right quick on the daily, see if anything's peeking out. Let's see. Let's start off with EJ. EJ is still in sales for the most part. We do have daily bearish engulfings coming from the end of October into November, and they are still active. Halloween, it got scary for EJ with a bearish engulfing at the top, followed by another one on the 7th. It's around that election time. And yeah, we've been selling off. Had a nice little pullback, but a big bearish, not our color change engulfing, but nonetheless, it engulfed 4 days. So that's strong in itself right there. So we'll see how much we get a pullback currently to structure. And it's currently fighting with this old consolidation. We'll see if we get any kind of breakout to the downside or maybe a fake out. And then maybe we might see a continuation higher to flow with the trajectory we were seeing from 2023. As you can see, you can't see the charts no more. So that's what got me interested in this move here, all that. So maybe that's what we're looking to continue. And since I would say August and September, the structure has been iffy. Yeah, we've been having bearish structure since July, but it's starting to build back up into bullishness. It's just this first initial structure to call it back bullish is struggling. You know, it's still kind of teetering around this whole area right here. You know, we broke higher, but now we're breaking back in. So we need a nice bounce off of here. I wouldn't be mad at an indecision candle, something weak, bearish possibly, and then a bullish engulfing and a continuation higher. That would be nice for the EJ. Till then, we are kind of in a bearish situation since November. AJ, similar situation. Like I said, we've been in sales since July, kind of been building this bearish structure since mid-September, but we're still struggling. You know, like I said, if we've been looking for this bullish scenario we've been having, we pulled back to a prime area. There was a lot of consolidation all in this price. You know, as far as the days after it broke out, came right back to this area. Built structure out of that, but as soon as it broke out to call us back bullish, we started having an issue to break out, and it's been ugly. You see this consolidation we've been in since the end of September on AJ, so it's been kind of ugly. Like I said, overall, waiting for a bullish breakout to continue that trend. Let's see, GJ, pretty much similar scenario. I mean, they all pretty much got a similar play going into this consolidation, a breakout, sell off in July, came back to that consolidation after the breakout, started building bullish structure again. And this is the only one that really truly broke out of that first leg of this pullback in July, that last leg. After we broke it, now we can say we are kind of pretty much back bullish. We did break out of that, had a pull back into that range, nice little retest around here, and we are breaking higher, but it's not that strong continuation. We still kind of tapping back into old prices from October and stuff like that. So we'll see how it reacts. I think everything being that we are primarily looking at a lot of yen crosses on this, is our main thing is to follow the yen and see where they going and what kind of economic situations they dealing with that's going to move this into the same trajectory we've been seeing from 2022 to 2023. And I know a lot of it is geared off of interest rates. So we just have to wait and see. But right now, just like kind of EJ, we are kind of in a bearish situation with this bearish daily engulfings we had starting off in November and followed by a very crazy ass bearish engulfing to close out the week on Friday. And basically, it engulfed a lot. I mean, we talking about prices all the way back to October 22nd, 21st type shit. So that was a big move. But I know that was probably weighed heavy on the pound. Something happened on the pound on Friday that made this crucial ass sell-off. That wasn't just the yen. UJ, similar situation for the dollar, major sell-off, but UJ probably is more lining up with the continuation of that bullish structure we was looking at, only because the dollar is so strong. Like I said, the U is the base in this currency cross. So yeah, the dollar and the strength of the dollar is gonna push the UJ higher. And as you can see, on the flip of everything else, we kind of been more so in this bullish, back in this bullish trajectory of what we've been in from 2022 and 23. All we need to do is break the old high of 162, and we pretty much be out to the races. But yeah, the UJ kind of is leading as far as continuing that old structure from 22 and 23. UJ, they all still have stories to where they can go up. They're not telling the story of they falling. Like they trying to eat up what 2022 and 2023 did. Nobody is saying that in the Jappy pair. So hopefully we just waiting for those daily and weekly structure changes. Like I said, you got to wait a little bit longer, kind of treat it like Bitcoin. I want to use the higher time frames on those to get the best setups. And I think that's going to be what's going forward in the future. Is the higher the time frame, the higher the probability, the higher the profits, the higher the dopamine. Like everything is higher. Looking at a few of these stocks on my watch list, we got Uber finally breaking higher, which it has been since its earnings. We had a sell-off from earnings. Good prices to buy at was around 70, 71, 72. Currently, we trading back up. It would have been nice if we got a bullish engulfing right there. But nonetheless, Lyft gapped up from Thursday, Friday. So we're waiting for a gap up on Monday. See what Lyft is going to do. NVIDIA, of course, is still bullish. TSM, kind of still figuring out, but for the most part, still doing their thing. Crypto is green right now. A lot of these cryptos doing numbers. Bad. XRP still pushing out profits. Currently at 112, 6%. Ether up 1%. Bitcoin a little over 0.5%. But they all up. They're all up. Buy the pullback. Gold is finally looking like it might have enough room to turn around, especially to give us maybe a daily engulfing if people are looking to go along on gold. Not sure if this is going to have an effect on the dollar, or maybe might push the dollar lower after people can find a better foundation, a foundational buy with gold. And we start building more structure, kind of like what we've been doing pretty much all year. So yeah, let's see what gold about to do and how that's going to affect everything else, including digital gold, and what the dollar is supposed to be backed by, or was supposed to be transferred using being backed by gold instead of dollar. So we'll see how everything is affected finally as we start to get a bullish gold market. 10-year yields, the bonds are still kind of ranging for the most part. Not really doing nothing crazy. S&P doing what it's doing. I would say S&P probably maybe has some more profit taking they might be doing before they push back higher, especially after we get maybe more rate cuts, and see how these earnings are doing after everybody is laying off people. We'll see what these numbers start to look like, see how they gonna push their stock price and how people gonna rate these companies as far as on the market. That's a big deal. And we'll see how the S&P reacts to that. Right now, we kind of been in a little pullback since the election. We had a bullish run on the election, but after that, it kind of like slowed off. And we kind of came back at the average prices type shit. You can see like consolidation, big sell-off, big run-up, and right back in that consolidation. So we about average where S&P probably is supposed to be at currently in the bubble, even though it's probably a bigger area where S&P is really supposed to be at. You go back, I would say overall, if I'm looking at this, knowing what happened around these markets, I would say S&P is really supposed to be at like 4,500. It's supposed to do this, possibly, maybe that was the bubble, major sell-off into like 2,600 or maybe 33, and then back bullish, and we currently consolidating no higher than 45. All this is a bubble. I mean, hell, we was already in the bubble since the COVID, but anything after that, yeah, crazy bubble. Not gonna say the structure is there, but I don't know if the economy is ready for a 4,800 S&P. Nobody would like that, but if that would exchange into a $1 million Bitcoin, then maybe we talking. Just the smart people got in early, and the late people, lost money. So that might be that might be the transition that people may be looking towards, and then get back into U.S. stocks and all that shit. Back when the prices are cheaper after the stock market drops. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that happens as Trump takes office and does what he does best. But yeah, I was let's see what the news going on before we move on further. About to pull it up in a second. Log in. All right. Okay, so we do have Monday news. We do have news on Monday. We have the European Central Bank chairman, I believe, or president, or however they go. They have news during London tonight, 2 o'clock in the morning. Then we're gonna have a 6:30 AUD tomorrow. So we don't have no US news tomorrow morning, but we do have AUD RBA meeting minutes, whatever the hell that's about. That's gonna be at 6:30 Monday tomorrow night. Then following Tuesday, we do have CPI for Euro. That's coming out at 4 a.m. So that's going to be heavy buy on. That'll probably be a good position to get into if you could get up that early for Tuesday and possibly for the whole week. Might be able to catch some good EJ positions possibly. And it might affect the dollar. Who knows? CPI for Euro. Maybe. Tuesday, USD. 7:30 in the morning, building permits. So we're gonna see what they are looking at for construction and growth and like infrastructure and shit in the US. So building permits, seeing where that's going. The yen, we got a balance of trade coming out later on that evening. It's gonna be at 5:50 Tuesday evening. Then Wednesday, nothing. Except GJ, we got GBP inflation rate coming out at 1 a.m. So that's a late night stay up situation. You might want to catch that. Like I said, the move, don't be, the move could set up for this at 11 p.m. You feel me? 10 p.m. So just be wary of knowing that GJ has inflation rates coming out on Wednesday, early in the morning at 1 a.m. Then Thursday, you already know, continuous jobless claims, 4-week average, initial existing home sales also on Thursday at 9 a.m. And then later on at 4, looks like we're going to have Judo Bank Manufacturing and Judo Bank Services for AUD, which I thought that came out. So anyway, that's going to close the daily. I'll start a new day. Inflation rate for the yen comes out at 5:30, so some more movement for UJ and probably all the Jappy pairs. So it's probably going to be a big week for the Jappy pairs this week, especially with the news we got for the yen inflation rate coming out on Thursday. So probably find your positions early in the week. Friday, a lot of news coming out, but mostly for us, US. 8:45 and 9 a.m. We got S&P Global Manufacturing and Michigan Consumer Sentiment. Early in that morning during London, a shitload of news coming out. Mostly it's going to be like retail sales, manufacturing, and yeah, for the most. So looking at economic strength as far as consumer spending, seeing what's selling, how the sales going for retail, especially around the holiday, and looking at manufacturing numbers of those sales and services and whatnot. So that's going to be coming out for GBP in the euro and also GBP. So GBP and euro. So it's got a lot of GJ and EJ moves going to be on Friday, probably closing out positions if you are already in early. It's going to be a lot of continuation of that move or a pullback with this news coming out Friday morning starting at 1 a.m. all the way until 3:30. So be mindful of that if you in any positions. Is that it? Oh, that's it. So that's pretty much it.
Well, what's up, brother? What's happening, man?
It's probably
Good, man. It looks like it's one of those elevated type.
Yeah, I could say that. even though for US, yeah, we don't have any crazy news. I would say the biggest thing is going to be Thursday, of course, for us, but really it's going to be probably more focus on the the yen pairs we trade, and really kind of maybe, if anything, that extra that may affect US, maybe, but I highly doubt it, is that Euro CPI coming out on Tuesday morning at 4 a.m. because that's going to be right before, you know, the New York markets open around 7 a.m. So it's like 3 hours before. So that may add some volatility. But other than that, yeah, it's going to be kind of light week as far as news. So yeah, you're right. It's probably going to be more algorithmic based as far as what traders are doing and how they're moving their money around. But I would say, if anything, the Jappy pair is probably going to get the bulk of the volume this week. And if not, if we won't see any news that's going to move the markets, it's going to be something more probably political, maybe, in our economy or somebody else's economy, that could shift the dollar. So I think we also need to be a lookout on that. Probably need to start looking in that aspect when we don't have heavy news that can push the markets for the US. Maybe they might use that week to, you know, talk about other economic situations that can push the dollar. Because since the dollar not gonna get pushed around with CPI and everything, maybe that week is the week we're gonna talk about, you know, crypto, or we go push this new bill, or whatever the case may be. So it's always a play for them to, you know, add volume if needed. So nigga just got to be on the lookout for what's being said, what's coming up. You know, of course, we also know every day, regardless of what news says, the NYSE adds a little volume push in the morning besides just the London and New York crossover. So that in itself, we also got to be on the lookout and seeing what the S&P is doing, looking at earnings and all that shit. You know, like I said, yeah, man. But yeah, I think it's probably going to be more algorithmic, like you said, for the most part. Move it, fucking this pizza right quick.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. So that damn. So we smashed past that Trump election.
Mm-hmm.
And how do I sound? Does it feel like I'm getting some type of reverb?
You good?
That don't sound all that promising.
I mean, it's not a delay, but what are you on? You on your computer?
Yes.
Do you have other audio coming out? Like I can hear myself. That's one thing. I know when I talk, I think you got your speakers up. You ain't got your headphones on, right?
No, let me do that. I'm gonna put my headphones on. 1 second.
And then another thing, do you have external speakers, or is the sound coming out your computer?
Right now, it's coming out my computer.
Okay. Well, that shouldn't be an issue. Like, if you had external speakers, then that would probably cause more of a feedback than the speakers just coming out your computer type shit.
Yeah, this laptop is a little bit. It's a laptop. It's not a computer per se, but you know, you already know which one I'm working with, and it's pretty old.
Yeah.
But, hold on.
I think laptops and just in general is old now. I think the only people that's innovative with laptops is the gaming laptop. Everything else is just you don't even really need them bitches like talking about
How I sound now?
A1. Sound
Yeah,
like you in a studio on a $5,000 mic.
let's go, bro. And that's shout out to Five Below. I'm gonna keep it G.
You just look cute.
That's a fact. No, that's what's up. I'm glad. So yeah, I'm gonna start using them. Start rocking my headphones from here on out.
It's only because that mic is like right where it need to be.
Facts. Yeah, like I'm saying, yeah, it's a gaming, it's a gaming headset. So
That's what it sounds like too. You sound like them gamer niggas on that bitch.
he's in the bunker. He said.
Nah, facts. But
No, I mean that's cool. The analysis, the breakdown was quick, swift. But I agree. I am still bearish on this pair. Um, and yeah, so I'm just gonna be continuously looking for opportunities. Um, for bearish movement.
yeah.
One or two positions. I'm sorry, one one bias for the most part, and just stacking positions. I'm not in anything. I am in a sale. Um, but it was a tester from last week, so it's actually in drawdown about 20 pips within this range, pretty much at the bottom of that range.
Oh, and
On AU, yeah.
you said that's the only position you in?
Yes. Yeah, but everything
Okay.
else I close.
Yeah. I didn't let me see. I don't think I'm in anything. Oh yeah, I'm in the same situation as you.
Yeah, and like I said, man,
Bottom.
if it's something that's pretty heavy, then yeah, I would cut it and just wait for something that's a little more superb.
Yeah.
What or you should have already cut it, if
Right,
you
right, right.
heavy. But if not, yeah, if it's like one of your testers, yeah, man, I would look to put on another position like right now, a little more heavier. That's how I would do it. I'm not it's not financial advice, but
Right, right.
yeah, that's how I usually like to trade or stack my swings, if that makes any sense. I kind of whenever you see those top and bottoms of zones, that's probably a tester and a heavy trade, and waiting for a continuation on a larger
Yeah,
time frame to break out.
pull out right here.
Yes.
So, but that's what you're playing right now.
Yes. So at the bottom would be like a tester. And then at the
Right.
top, when it retests up in that box, any buy orders, yeah, that'll be more of my heavier positions. And in the middle, I'll just put a little something just to test the waters, you know.
But you be selling that.
Oh yeah, I'm selling it.
Yeah. Right. Mm. Yeah, man. Yeah, me personally, like I said, I think we are going to buy up. Well, I would like to buy up to 65.15. And next, if we break through that, if we don't win that fight, and well, if we don't settle there and retrace lower, sell off, continue and break through it, then the next price would be 65.50. But that's what I'm looking for a pullback to get into more sales. If it happens sooner, like you said, well, we kind of at in this range, cool. But I'm really looking for more of a breakout scenario and then a sell off.
So on that move, how many pips would that move be from where it's at right now to that
There's
push
that
up?
right now. We about 50 pips from here and about 70 from the 50. 80,
So,
actually about 80.
so
So it's like
total, that's like a what 150 pip range, give or take 100 to 150.
yeah.
Seeing that that's a big, a pretty nice range in Australian dollar, would you be looking for buys?
That's not in total. The total range is 80. But
Oh, okay,
from we at to 65.15, that's only 50.
okay.
Yeah.
Um, so, yeah, so like if you were enter right now, you'll get 50 pips.
If you hold to that point, I would say it's if we do get that move, you for sure got a good little 20 pips you could grab all
Gotcha,
day.
gotcha.
You know, even if you just catch, the breakout. If you wait for a breakout and catch a price around here like 64.85, 64.90, you could take profit at 65.10 before it gets to 65.15. Because if it gets to 65.10, I mean, chances are, yeah, it might push higher just to meet that structure, it might wick up, but I would say that's like the sweet spot. Like, especially anything about 65.05, like whatever you can buy from here, I would say 65.05 is a good sweet spot to take profit. You don't even need to let it go all the way that high if you
I
don't want,
agree. Yeah,
you know.
I agree. Because
I'm
for me to
sure.
look for buys, I will want to see candles closing. What's that? The 4 hour you got up right there.
Yeah,
I would want to see candles closing. Uh,
64.90.
yeah, I don't see buys. I really don't see buys. Like I see like this bullish push, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it's not the reversal of buys. It's not the daily engulfing. It's not the weekly engulfing. It's the 4 hour bullish engulfing that can return you to an area where we could get good sales from. That's what this move is. So it's not like, yeah, flip your bias into buys, but I do feel we will get a retrace up here to add to sales to come down to this area.
you
That
think this daily candle that's forming right now, can you see it closing above Friday's daily candle?
this daily candle closing above Friday's daily candle. What you mean closing above the wick or the body?
Can you see the body close? No, the wick closing above the wick, like that entire move.
All the way until like tomorrow. Yeah, that could happen. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it because I can't really say what can or cannot happen, but I've seen crazy shit happen before. But
But what are
that's
the
not the,
what you if you could see towards a bullish or a bearish side, what are the probabilities? You can see it closing, um, with
I
a
could see
body.
it closing. I could see this body closing. It's not far fetched for the close above this week. I'm gonna keep it real. Like right here. Like it's not that's only 64, 82, 85. I could see that daily candle. I could see that. Like, will it do it? I don't know. But I could see that. Now, if you would have asked me, can I see it closing above the Thursday open, which is this bearish candle? Now we like, I don't know. Like it could. I'm not saying it can't, but now I'm leaning to more like, I don't know. Now, if you say will it go above Wednesday, I'm gonna be like more on some hell no. It ain't gonna go that high. So it's like it's levels to it, but yeah, I kind of could see it. I could see this daily closing above this Friday's wick, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If that would happen, then I'll start looking for buys. That's why I wanted to bring that up. I want to see stuff like that.
In this scenario, I would be in bias right now. If I believe in that, if I would like, of course it's hard to believe in something that ain't here
Right.
per se. I
Yeah, yeah.
mean, that's
I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go that far. Like I wouldn't be like because I'm bearish for one. So I wouldn't get
Right.
anything right now and expecting something opposite to happen. You know,
Right.
overall, looking at the weekly, if you're looking for like big bullish movement, you're like, wait, what you looking at?
Yeah, it ain't
Uh,
nothing.
exactly. So if I would want to look into any type of like bullish movement or even possibly getting into some type of buys, it'll be if this candle that's forming at 4 o'clock tomorrow, um, 5 o'clock, 6, wherever you at, um, yeah, it has to close. The body will have to engulf the entire movement, body, wicks, and all of Friday's candle.
Yeah. So this
Yeah,
is basically Friday's candle right here from Thursday, this low all the way to this high Friday. So you basically saying like even on the 4 hour I could draw like this is the high of Friday right there. You feel me? Like that ain't nothing. That's 10 pips away.
facts. But I need that to happen on the daily.
And you talking about a candle that's gonna close tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, can a 4 hour candle close above there? 1 hour, 30? Hell yeah. Everything could close above there. What that daily gonna look like though?
Facts.
For
Big
me to be
facts.
like, oh, okay, because overall, I am bearish. I've been bearish for months. It feel like,
I for sure since October.
come on. So,
October 1st.
so yeah, just looking at that, it's like I would have to see something that makes some sort of sense on the, on the daily, which is
Yeah.
the next lower time frame coming from the weekly. So
Yep. And the daily won't even show you a bullish engulfing because it's not set up for that. That's the reason why I love the bullish hour color change. Like in the current structure of the candles, we can't have a bullish color change engulfing candle. We would actually have to have two more. Then we would have to have, yeah, the next 2 days, which is this current daily that's not closed yet, and the following day be bearish, and then followed by bullish engulfing for us to say we are, or you have enough room or enough fortitude to start thinking about buying because now you have a daily bullish engulf. Even though the weekly didn't engulf yet, but at least you got the daily that might propel the weekly into another shift. So yeah, we have to wait days before that. And then not only that, you got to wait 2 days of bearishness and a whole another day of a bullish engulfing. So that's 3 days you got to wait. So yeah, that's the prime thing we love about that. It's built-in patience. If you ain't got enough patience, nigga, this strategy go give you enough patience, bitch. You gotta wait.
that's true, man. That is true. Gotta wait for those things to play out.
Mm-hmm. Now there are in certain scenarios, if you look like this, there are scenarios in August where we didn't get a bullish engulfing, but we did get a bullish push. And yeah, it would have looked like a missed opportunity. And then you would have had this like, okay, I'm not buying up there. Let me wait. No sales. Oh, we got a late sale. I didn't garner no profit. Oh, we got a bullish engulfing after a pullback after this runner. All right, let me take that. Worked out. Oh, we got a bearish engulfing at the top. Oh, let me take that. Like you may not catch every situation, and you may have to wait days, weeks, maybe a month if you're looking at the daily. But like I said, if you have the patience to wait for the daily, it will pay off handsomely, like a motherfucker, and you gonna be on the right side of the market. That's where you can start throwing spaghetti on the wall, and that shit go stick. Like anything you throw in this, any sale you threw in this scenario worked. You know, like that type of shit. You could just blindly click sell. And you know, you can go off of that from that daily and weekly engulfings that we see. Now to flip on that, you didn't get the daily engulfing, but look, we did get a weekly engulfing. Remember that scenario I just broke down? How you couldn't catch that trade? But hey, if you waited for the weekly, maybe the next week you probably could have gotten that and caught the bulk of that move. And now catch the bulk of this weekly bearishness.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Patience
Yes.
to wait.
Yep.
Or even deeper, who has the account size to wait? And I know none of us does right now. I'm gonna keep it all the way G. But eventually, that's what the money is.
But
Wait.
you gotta practice. You gotta
You got
practice those those habits right now. Like regardless of size, you should be sticking to the same plan.
you got to practice, but you got to be real with yourself. You know, putting those certain longer term activities into practice just gonna, you know, further extend out, you know, your activity as a trader. You won't be having so many entries as you normally would.
That's a
So
fact.
you
That's
just
why you better be having other ways of getting some income. So when that time comes, you can deploy and go to war.
facts. Big facts. Now the real question is, do you think this weekly will in previous week?
What you say?
I said the question is, do you think this weekly will engulf the previous week? And
Man, hell
everybody
no.
answered probably would be hell no.
Hell to the no. That's why I'm not looking for buys. Like
Yeah. I would say this is the only scenario, one of the only few scenarios. I mean, we do have one here. But this is one of the only few scenarios where you get a big move up in a weekly that does engulf it. But I know why this was. I'm not sure about what this, why this sold off so heavy in June 2023. But yeah, it can happen. Then you got this scenario back here, 2022. You know, it was a shitty year, so I can understand the volume. But there are scenarios where that can happen, but you have to go and do your history and look at these scenarios and see what caused that weekly to engulf after such a big push. You know, this probably was explainable because it came after a big push of indecision, and also reached to a previous high. So enough reason for a lot of bears to come into the market. Like if you look at the story and kind of like read it out, you can kind of give a scenario on why I created that, but some scenarios you probably need to dig deep into, like this area, what actually happened in the economy to force the dollar to move so rapidly throughout those weeks. But it's not to say that it can't happen. Like this will never ever happen because I just showed you scenarios where it did. But you know, overall, we got to just look at the current situation we're in, you know, and just take it day by day. That's all we can do.
that's a fact.
Take it day by day.
Look at the week, see the overall move, and take it day by day.
Facts. I'll take it 4 hours by 4 hours at the lowest, but for sure day by day. Did anybody get to watch or finish watching that video Supreme had sent with Bitcoin and MicroStrategy?
No, I did not check. I'm gonna probably check it out tomorrow or something when I'm at work.
I'm gonna just give you a heads up.
Mm-hmm.
If you really want to pay attention to it, like watch it when you ain't got nothing to do, because the verbiage he using is not retail. He talking to like higher ups type shit, like the terminology he using and shit. So it's kind of hard to grasp, kinda. It ain't impossible. I ain't saying that, but you'll see what I'm talking about when you listen to it. I'm gonna say this though, the best information. I mean, what I was looking for. I mean, even though all the information was good, but the last 10 minutes is like the crucial shit, in my opinion. But overall, it's good. It's real informative. I would say definitely watch that shit. He breaking down some knowledge, and basically everything has came true what he said. And if the future comes true, what he planning on, what everybody planning on, and Trump administration, then it kind of lays out how the world's total amount of GDP of the world can flow into cryptocurrency. Like if you ever wonder how that would happen, that's what that video kind of explained.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's the future.
Definitely the future.
Yeah, like I've been knowing that for the longest, but yeah, it's just more and more information is getting put out there.
Right.
Information all over the place, man. What are you
That's what.
gonna do with it? How you gonna better your life with it, or you just gonna, you know, click next? But
Yeah,
yeah, man, we
that's
we
true.
tapped in for sure.
That is true. I say overall, from what I got from it, I believe, well, from the stats and the facts, the US is positioned to be like the leader if we continue to move in that path of the adoption of crypto, as far as how we use it, how we transfer all, and then that's on it. Thing about it, a lot of people was focused on, how you explain the people focus on just the transfer, like how easy it is to transfer money. He was like, yeah, that's one aspect of it, but it's like we already got pretty decent transfer, like, just like with the basic emphasis of like sending money right now. Like I can send money to you via Zelle or Cash App pretty fast,
Hmm.
and I would say faster than crypto. I'm gonna keep it real. I could send you Cash App and Zelle faster than I could do crypto. Let's be real.
Fact.
But the store of value, that's the key thing. It's the store of value, kind of like gold. That's the big thing about Bitcoin. All the other NFT shit and all the other coins that could be transferable wealth and shit that he breaks down is really the use case for those. But Bitcoin primarily is just like the store of wealth. Like how he was saying, like the rich people, they don't really worry about making money. That's not their issue. Their issue is how they keep their money. I want to keep my wealth. I'm
Yeah.
not rich people have an issue with making money. That's never their problem. Is how much can we keep?
Thanks.
Because that's how rich. They're already rich from making money. So that's not the issue. The issue is how much can I keep? And that's what crypto is going to provide for you to really keep all your damn wealth.
Well, that's true. I mean, also like it's like you your own bank.
Yeah.
You know, it's no middleman. You really it's peer to peer. When
Yep.
you're when you are sending the money through Cash App and stuff, you have to link your bank account. The person that you send it to have to be a linked bank account. Then Cash App would link both of those through that transaction, take multiple fees out of it. And
Fact.
although you get it fast, they have your information, they have your money, initially. So yeah, with you having like an actual ledger and you can actually move your tokens into a pretty much a memory device. It's not in circulation anymore. Like no one can tap into it, so it's like you are your own bank. If somebody want to do some business, you plug it up to your laptop, you get their information as far as like the address, make the transaction, boom, pull it back out, put your hard wallet somewhere. It's really, really dope. Like I think that is the game changer.
And it's like forever volatility, because you could transfer that to multiple different coins and asset classes. You know,
Mm,
unlike with dollar, is kind of limited.
facts.
Once you like, if a person was sitting there storing Bitcoin, the other person storing dollars, for one, space, it's kind of hard to store $100 billion in a house. I mean, I ain't gonna say it's hard, but it take up a lot of space. Just keep it real.
Yeah,
In cash to take up a lot of space. And two, you got inflation just eating away at that shit, and there's nothing you can move it into that's gonna fight it. For the most part, I mean, yeah, you could say you could put it in real estate, but how liquid is that? How long does that take for you to transfer that asset to another person or transfer that back into wealth in current 20th century protocol? In the future, they're talking about tangible or non-tangible assets, like transferring assets in the form of a coin, like real estate. I could sell you my house in this one transaction. Bam, you own my house coin. Here you go. Type shit. Just like they
yeah,
did with NFT.
facts.
Yeah. It's about to be an amazing thing these
Yeah,
next
bro. It's
4
like
years.
it's happening, bro. It's another rally. Another rally.
Are you looking at any Jappy pairs? Any setups interested you, or are you kind of just holding off?
Holding off. Holding off. I haven't really looked that much into them. I've been on Australian dollar
I got you.
pretty heavy, but I actually like EJ.
Yeah, man. EJ,
I really
EJ.
like EJ. Yeah, just I don't know when those buys are gonna come, but I like EJ buys. I really do. Still.
We got a 4 hour sweep bullish engulfing after sweeping the previous low
Yep.
on EJ. The daily, it's not pretty much set up to be in a bullish engulfing, so we would need more candlestick patterns to kind of show you that. But just like AU, the 4 hour is showing its first stage of bullishness, or just an engulfing, not bullishness, but we did get that first sign of the engulfing on 4 hours. So yeah, still too soon to say, especially on the 4 hour after that sell off. So kind of got to see how we're gonna play in this other range that we kind of been in. Yeah, we'll see how the how price moves
Facts,
as it
facts,
fluctuates.
facts. But yeah, no, right now it's just been on AU, kind of locked in on that. It's been pretty lucrative. And then I'm just trying to still understand those Jappy pairs a little bit more. But um,
Yeah, I would say overall it's besides structure and understanding the candlesticks and how they move on a day-to-day basis, and like you said, we still understand it. It's like, well, we like 4 months in trading the Jappy pairs. We ain't even make a year to see what a whole year does with the Jappy. So yeah, we still learning it, but overall, just kind of keep your eye on the yen. If there are any news, seems like it's not a lot of news that comes out on the yen.
facts.
So you have to dig a little deeper to see what they're doing. But nonetheless, yeah, we're still learning. Some work in progress with this.
Yes, indeed, bro. Constant.
Yeah, especially when all economies are pretty much going through the same thing. You got China and Japan going through a recession and stimulus and trying to stimulate the economies, similar to what we were doing in 2008 and 9. That situation that hit us hard in 08 and 09, they dealing with that now. It was a big run up in China. I don't know if a lot of people know about that, but after our crash, a lot of the U.S. markets and investors was looking for the next play to kind of, what they call, not expose, but really a market that was probably undervalued to a lot of like the inflationary type of, like that bullish increase we've been seeing in all these big balloons in the S&P that we've been having, like the big balloon we had that popped for the 2008 real estate market is pretty much happening. It started back in 2012, 2013, when a lot of the U.S. investors looked to these Chinese companies to get them IPO'd on the United States Stock Exchange using these things called ghost IPO. I forgot. I think that's ghost IPO or some other term, but basically you utilize a company that's already on the stock exchange, or I don't know if it's one that's on the stock exchange that's failing, or a delisted company or something, and you basically wrap that Chinese company into that American company on the stock exchange, and they get IPO, like a new IPO on the American Stock Exchange, which a lot of people were rating these high, and the markets were bullish from them initially, and people were making everything was good. But once people started to investigate these companies, they wasn't producing the profits that these companies were saying they was. Similar to 2008, when people were saying they was paying their bills on time, and all these,
That's a fact.
you know, those packages that they were putting in all those mortgages, selling off to investors. Same scenario. So they were basically just lying in a sense. And the sweet thing about what made them move to Chinese companies to do that is because in China, they don't regulate that that business practice, like kind of how we do when we go public. You got to see all your paperwork, you want to see documentation. They don't do that in China. So it was like a win-win situation. Even if the company failed, it was nothing that was going to come against you as far as like any type of law, or you was going to be, sued or any type of situation like that. So it was really just it was just trying to expose that market. And they did. A lot of people, went down, lost a lot of money. It was, I think it was like $15 billion of real working Americans that invested into some of these companies that lost everything. And this was
Man,
around 2013 to 2018.
wow.
Yeah. I saw the document because I was wondering like what was happening around that time. I know something is always some BS going on. And that's basically what they was doing. Because they basically sucked the markets dry in the US from that little mishap in 2008. So it's like, what's next? You know. Overall, I think the next wave or the next focus is obviously crypto. That's gonna be the next focus.
That's a fact.
I see the Saints finally got us a dub, huh?
Yeah, man, we got two of them suckers with the new head coach. That's the second one.
Wait, what happened? They got a new head coach? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, man, they got rid of Dennis Allen 2 weeks ago. So last week was the first game with their new head coach, and they won. That was against the one that I did the cash catch on. That was the one against Atlanta, and then we beat
Damn, I didn't
yeah,
realize it.
and then we beat with a Cleveland today. But
Okay.
yeah, it was the first time a new coach. His first two games was 2-0.
Oh, like in the NFL history?
No, for the Saints franchise. So
Oh,
like the last coach that did that, well, the only coach before this new coach was Sean Payton. So that's
nice.
good. That's good company to be in.
Yeah, that means we gonna get in the Super Bowl. That's all I hear about. How long before Sean Payton won his Super Bowl since he became the new coach? That's our trajectory. That's how we got to look at. We got to trade that.
That's a fact. It don't repeat itself, but it always rhymes.
Oh yeah, it'll rhyme. It'll definitely rhyme. Yeah, man. Look like we overall for this week, like we said earlier, just to kind of wrap things up, we did look at the news and said that primarily our news really gonna hit Thursday morning for us as far as the US and EU. If you look at the Jappy pairs, we might get some movement this week because we got a lot of Euro news coming out in the morning, early in the morning during London. So if you catch that good, you might be able to catch some positions on them Jappy pairs. Other than that, kind of like you said, it's going to be mostly a algorithmic week. Not much news volume. So yeah, we're going to be focused more on as a whole in the economy. So just got to keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. And yeah, we'll see where it goes from here.
Yeah, man, this should be a good week. If somebody first time trading, This will be a good week to break down. Ain't too much on Australian dollar.
Facts.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind walking them through the markets on this week.
Right. That is true. Yeah, man. Other than that, man, we'll be back to break down the markets on Tuesday in the morning. Gonna be going back live. Hopefully today I can get around with tonight. I get around to uploading those shorts on YouTube so we can start getting some. Cause I don't know, we could be getting a slight uptick, not by much, but we got another subscriber, so I want to add on to that little bullish run. See if we can hit that 100 mark. That'll be fine right there, bitch, by the end of the year. But yeah, man. Let's keep pushing along. And like I said, we'll be back Tuesday morning, break down these markets, see what we did on Monday. And yeah, push forward with this shit, man.
Let's get this money, man.
You already know, bro. Shit, we'll see everybody Tuesday morning, man. Until then, peace.
Peace out. Tap in on the Telegram for tomorrow, man. Take care of the games.
You already know, bro.
Peace. Money.
Peace. Money.